Hi, everybody. It's Deborah from peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called How to Keep Cats from Fighting. If you have multiple cats, or even if you just have two cats, you might have a situation where they're not getting along and they're breaking out into fights all the time, and it can be very upsetting. I have had cats all my life. I've seen this. I've experienced it. It's terrible. So hopefully this video is gonna help you solve this. Now, let me just tell you a couple of things. Well, first of all, let me tell you what to expect in this video. In this video, we're going to talk about how to keep cats from fighting. We're going to talk about why cats fight. What are the reasons that cats fight? And then I'm going to give you information about how to solve those issues. Okay, so why are they fighting? How do we solve it? That's the best solution for cat fighting. And I'm going to give you some real concrete tips here that are going to really help you to figure out why they're fighting and to solve it. I'm also going to give you another video about how to break up a cat fight, okay? Because while you're figuring this out and you're going to start employing some of the ideas that I give you in this video about how to prevent cats from fighting, I want you to watch the video about how to break them up if they are fighting. The key with there is without getting your face ripped off. You got to be careful when you're breaking up a cat fight, okay, especially if it's really violent, okay? So I'm going to give you the link in the description box to this video of the other video on how to break up a cat fight. I'm also going to give you a link to another article that will also help you with that. I'm also going to give you information about a cat training resource that's super inexpensive, super effective, that's going to give you much more help than I can give you about not only this issue about cats fighting, but pretty much any behavioral issue you could be having with your cat. I'm going to give you that information. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a free gift. So if you'll hang on with me till the end, I'm going to give you a free gift that is really going to help you with your cat. Okay, so again, my name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. As you can see, we're on it right now. We are on this article I wrote for my website called How to Keep Cats from Fighting. And I'm not going to read you this article. I'm just using this article kind of as the template for our video today so that I can go over all the points and so that I don't forget anything. But in the description box for this video, I'm giving you the link for this article. Okay, so if there's anything as we're going along here that you wish I would have slowed down, you were trying to read it or anything, or if there's links in here that you're interested in, I'm going to give you the link to this article, so you're going to be able to go in here and actually read this article and click on all the links in it if you want to. Okay, but like I said, for the sake of the video, I'm simply using it as a template today. Now, like I say, if you have multiple cats, you might have a problem with cats fighting. And honestly, it could very well be that they just don't like each other. It could very well be they don't like each other. You could also have one or both cats that they just don't really care about another cat. There's a lot of cats that they prefer to be the only cat. They don't really feel the need to interact with another one. There's other, cats who are just very territorial. There's some that are very jealous. There's some that are very jealous of their stuff. They're very jealous of you in that they don't want to share you with another cat. Do you know what I mean? So it could just be personality things that are causing them to fight, and it could very well be that they just don't like each other. But I'm going to give you ideas in this video that's going to help even with that issue, to just whatever is ticking them off about each other, whatever's starting the fights, I'm going to give you some ideas of what those things might be and how to fix it. So the easiest way to approach cat fighting is, number one, to figure out why they're fighting, and number two, to eliminate and solve the issue. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, here is the cat resource that I told you about, Ultimate Cat Secrets. I'm going to talk about this a little further down in the video. And like I said, I'm giving you a link to this Ultimate Cat Secrets in the description box. Now, they're professional cat trainers, okay? So they can teach you more than I can. So if you want more information about this topic after you're done watching my two videos that I'm giving you here about this, if you need more help, they can help you. And if you have other cat behavioral issues that you need help with, this is the people that can help you, and it's super inexpensive. It really is. It doesn't cost that much at all. So I'll give you that towards the end of the video. Now, if your cats are fighting, the most important thing is to consider a medical issue first. Now, let me tell you a story that is actually not about cats, but it's so relevant that it comes to mind immediately when I think about check the medical issues first. There was this story that I know about a pit bull who wouldn't let anybody near him. He was snarling and growling. He wouldn't let anybody touch him. If the kids in the family tried to go near him, he would be aggressive. And of course, because he was a pit bull, he was automatically accused of, being violent or whatever. Well, I followed the story on this dog and why, what was happening with this dog. Turns out the dog had a terrible infected abscessed tooth. All right. Didn't the light bulb just come on for you? Here, this poor dog. Now, you can imagine if you've ever had a toothache, you know what it's talking about. If you could remove your head, you would. That's how chronic and excruciating the pain is. So you can imagine if you had a terribly infected abscessed tooth, would you want anybody near you? And the dog, he didn't want anybody to touch him. He didn't want anybody to come near him. And he was like being accused of being aggressive, and they're doing all these things to try to make him happy. Turns out the dog was in pain. He was in physical pain. Okay, so especially if you have a cat who might suddenly be being aggressive when they weren't before, or if you have a cat who doesn't want anyone to go near them, doesn't want anyone to touch them, whether it's another cat or if it's the dog, if it's the kids, if it's you. If you have a cat that's acting that way, please take them to the vet and check them out. Please consider a medical issue first. That's the number one thing. Make sure the cat's not having a problem. Okay, there is an article here regarding emotional issues that you can click on when you're in this article, and also indoor cat health. You can get some more information about that. But always, if you have any animal, cat, dog, whatever, if they're suddenly acting weird, if they're suddenly acting aggressive, any kind of weird behavior, especially if it's not typical for that animal, always consider the medical issues first. Some cats don't like to share their food and water dishes. That can be a common thing that house cats will fight about. And the way to solve it is to get them their own darn dish. Cats, these are super inexpensive. Get them at the dollar store, get them at Walmart. And if you have your cats fighting around the food dishes, just give them separate food dishes and not next to each other on the kitchen floor. Put one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen, or one in the mudroom or whatever. And it might be just one cat who has that issue. It could be just one cat that he just doesn't like to share. Do you see what I mean? But whatever, if they're fighting over the food dishes, give them separate food and water dishes in separate areas of the house, 2 separate rooms. And again, you figured out what they were fighting about, you solve it by giving them separate food dishes. Okay, so that's one idea. Also, don't make them share a litter box. Now, I personally think if you have multiple cats, I think 2 cats can share a litter box without much problem as far as keeping the litter box clean. But if you have multiple cats in your house, you really do need to have more than one litter box just for the sake of keeping it clean. But if you have cats who fight, again, it might be that somebody doesn't want to share the litter box, or maybe they both don't want to share the litter box. So again, it's a very simple thing. If they're fighting around the litter box, give them each a separate litter box. And again, 2 different places. Put one in the mudroom, one in the laundry room, whatever. Get a separate litter box. They'll be easier to keep clean anyway if there's only, not as many cats going in the same litter box. But again, it might just be that issue. They don't want to share the litter box. There's also a link in here. You'll see getting them to use the litter box. I do have several articles on my website. You'll also see YouTube videos about this on my channel about getting your cat to use the litter box. And there's a lot of things that I think you're going to find really surprising and really helpful with that, especially if you have a cat who all of a sudden stops using the litter box. Like if you have a cat that has always used the litter box, but all of a sudden he's not. Okay, so if you're having any issues at all regarding the litter box, click in that article, type litter box into the search box of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com. Look around on my YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot more information about that. Give them their own bed. I have to pause for a minute because this is my baby. Look at her. This is Miss Abigail. I don't have her anymore. Sadly, she died at a young age of 9 years old. She died from fatty liver disease. And you know what? You're going to see videos and articles about cats on my website where I mention Miss Abigail a lot for many reasons, but I do believe that Abigail's illness could have been prevented, and you can imagine the guilt I feel that there was things that if I had known, this cat may not have passed away. So, you might want to look at a few of my articles on my website about cats and on my YouTube channel, because there's just so many things that we need to know for the health and welfare of our pets. But here's the little sweetie. I took this picture the day I brought her home, and look at her. She's like swimming in this bed. Look at her tail, her little tail over the bed. Oh, I loved her so much. She was a sweet, sweet girl. But anyway, here she is in the cat bed. So again, you might have a cat where they don't want to share a bed. Also, I really think that every cat should have their own bed. Unless you have a couple of cats who prefer to sleep together, they just prefer to snuggle and sleep together, then that's fine. But if not, I do think that every cat should have their own bed. They should have a place to go and sleep and not be bothered, and a place to call their own. I think that they should. And again, if they're fighting over the cat bed, get them each their own cat bed and separate the cat beds, put them in different rooms. And there's a link here for cat beds that are inexpensive on Amazon. There's so many, and they can be very inexpensive. Provide enough toys. You might want to eliminate the competition by making sure you have enough for everyone. Just like when we were in kindergarten, you weren't allowed to have anything unless you had enough for everyone, to prevent the kids from fighting. It's the same thing with cats. If there aren't enough toys, they may fight over the toys. So make sure that they have enough toys, and also interactive toys. I'll talk about this a little bit later. They can help because they're keeping the cat busy. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But there's a link here for cat toys that you can, again, on Amazon, you can get them really cheap. You can offer separate scratching posts. Cats use the scratching post not only to sharpen their claws, but also to stretch and to mark their territory. And it's the marking their territory thing that can be the issue with cats fighting. Okay, so if they have their own scratching post, number one, it helps build up, it helps to get rid of pent up energy, frustrations, whatever. Let them go and take it out on the scratching post if they're ticked off, instead of taking it out on your other cat or taking it out on you. A cat scratching post can just be a really good tool for cats, and it's good exercise for them. It helps them stretch. Their instincts to sharpen their nails, you'd rather have them sharpen them on a scratching post than the side of your couch or your drapes. So I just think it's a good idea. But again, if you have more than one cat and they're fighting, see if maybe they're fighting over the scratching post. See if giving them a couple different scratching posts in two different parts of the house might be good, so that they can stop fighting about it. Provide a high perch or two. Now, this is important. If you have a fraidy cat, it's another way to say it. You know what I'm talking about. If you have a fraidy cat, that cat is always going to be looking to escape. All right. And if they don't have a way to escape, they're going to fight. Okay. It's typical instinctual, primal fight or flight mode. Now, it might be totally unreasonable. You're like, why does the cat think he needs to run away? Why does he think he needs to fight? The other cat's not even doing anything to him. Do you know what I mean? But even if it might be unreasonable in your head, that fraidy cat thinks it's reasonable to be scared, okay, for whatever reason. Some cats are just like that. So that cat, the cat who is not the aggressor, the fraidy cat, he needs an escape route. He needs a place to get away. If he doesn't have a place to get away, he's going to feel the need to fight. Okay, so these high perches can be a really, really great solution for that, so that the fraidy cat can jump up here. Okay, he can jump up here and get away. So he can choose the flight instead of fight. Do you see? This could really solve a lot of the issue, especially if the reason is that you have one cat that wants to get away. This can also be very helpful, and you're going to find this in my next video that I'm going to give you of how to break up a cat fight. This is a really good tool for that too, because again, if two cats are fighting, one of those cats is scared. And just like if two people are fighting, whoever's not the aggressor is going to be scared. So if you have two cats fighting, the scared one, if you can give him a place to jump up and get away, it'll help break up the cat fight because he'll have a place to get out of there. Okay, so these can be really really helpful for that, and plus they're just good for cats, and cats like them. Cats need exercise, especially if you have an indoor cat, and I just think these cat trees are really important. I had one of these. I had two cats. One was Miss Abigail, who I just told you about, and another cat. They loved this thing, and a lot of cats, I think actually most cats really love this kind of thing. You know, they're carpeted, they have the scratching post built right in. But again, if you have cats that are fighting, you might need to get two of these if they're going to fight over it. You don't want to bring it into the house and then have it be something else that they fight about. So keep that in mind. And again, I'm giving you a link here to purchase them inexpensively on Amazon. You could try using a window perch. I should have put a picture here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The little perches you can put on a windowsill that the cat can lay in. If you have an indoor cat, that's really nice for them. They can look outside. They can look at the birds. It's just very enjoyable. It might be a good stress reliever if you have a particularly either aggressive cat or if you have a particularly nervous or fraidy cat. A window perch might be very nice. And it helps them to get away from the other cats. And when you talk about the issue of cats fighting, you do have to consider the needs of an elderly cat. An elderly cat might not feel good a lot of the time. They might have arthritis. They might be in, aches and pains, and they're not going to have the energy that the younger cats might have. And you know what I mean? So consider like a window perch for an elderly cat is kind of like a rocking chair for an old lady. Let them just go and relax and be by themselves and not have to interact with the other cats or the kids or the dog or whatever. But again, if you're going to consider a window perch, make sure that you're not, again, bringing something in that they're going to fight about that too. You might want to get more than one if you have cats that are fighting over stuff. Okay, but that might be a nice getaway for the fraidy cat. It might be a nice getaway for the elderly cat that really doesn't want to be bothered. And it's a good stress reliever. And it's a nice way for a cat to spend their afternoon, is to just be looking out the window. And, a happy cat is not going to fight so much. Make sure that your cats are eating healthy. I have a couple of links here about food for cats. This one, best food for your cat. I just got to throw in this little plug here. Cats need moist food. If you're just giving your cat dry food, please go to this link, Best Food for Your Cat, on my website, and read that article, because I had a cat die of kidney disease. Because I did not know. She had a totally dry diet her whole life. I did not know that cats need a moist diet, and she developed kidney disease, and it was what killed her. So now, luckily, she did live a very long life, but that was what finally took her, was the renal failure. So cats, they need a moist diet. So please go to this article and read it and find out about that. But when we're talking about cat nutrition as it relates to cats fighting, a well-nourished cat is less likely to develop emotional or medical issues that can result in inappropriate behavior. Again, if the cat doesn't feel good, if the cat's not healthy, they might have some aggression problems. And, again, a happy cat doesn't fight so much. And if they're healthy, they're happy. So it's just important. Are your cats getting enough exercise? It could be they're beating the crap out of the other cat for something to do. They're bored. They have a lot of energy. They don't have any way to get rid of this pent up energy. So, again, if you have two small kids, you put them in a room alone together all day, guess what? They're going to fight. They're going to fight. They need some toys. They need to go ride their bike. They need to go out in the yard and play or whatever. It's the same thing with pets. It's the same thing with cats. And again, the interactive toys, I'll give you the link here. We talked about it a little earlier. They can get them moving. It's great exercise for them. It's a great stress reliever for them. It can also be the thing that your aggressive cat takes his aggression out on. Let him beat the crap out of the interactive toy instead of beating the crap out of your other cat. It might be a redirect. You could just keep giving him his toys, give him something to play with. And also, they say a tired dog is a good dog. Same thing about cats. A tired cat is a good cat. So again, click on the link, go to Amazon. You're going to see a whole selection of interactive cat toys that really keep them busy and can really be helpful if you have cats that are fighting. Look for this picture cracks me up. Look for signs of misdirected aggression. I'm sorry, you're gonna think I'm a dork, but I'm gonna laugh all through this paragraph because the whole concept just cracks me up. It's really not funny, but it is funny. Okay, here's this cat biting this guy. Sometimes a cat is ticked off because of something that has happened that actually has nothing to do with the other cat, or it doesn't have anything to do with you. Just like us, the cat might be lashing out at someone who has nothing to do with it. Like, for example, if you have a really bad day at work, you might come home and take it out on your husband. Like, you have a bad day at work and you walk in the door and your husband says, "Hi, honey," and you bite his head off. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it has nothing to do with him. It has to do with what just happened to you, whether you got caught in traffic or your boss just screamed at you or whatever. So it can be the same with a cat, in that they're lashing out because of some situation in their life. The example I give in the article might be, if you trim your cat's nails and he hates it, then afterward he might immediately attack one of the other cats. Let's say, I don't know why this cracks me up, but it does. But the thing is, he's pissed off about something and he's lashing out. Okay, so the piece of advice here is, whenever you see a cat lashing out at another cat, try to see if there's a common connection to a recent event or experience. What ticked him off? Okay, so, if you're trimming your cat's nails and he's ticked off, well, he's going to have to deal with it because you got to trim his nails. But if you immediately set him down from the nail tripping and he goes and attacks the other cat, obviously you need to prevent that same reaction from happening again and again. So you may need to take him into the other room, trim his nails, leave him in there until he calms down before you let him out to interact with the other animals in the house. Do you see what I mean? So again, figure out what the problem is, what's ticking him off, why did the fight start, what just happened that started this fight or ticked this cat off, and then figure out ways to resolve it. Okay? Oh, I'm telling you, I've had cats for so many years. The stories, it's hysterical. Oh my God. This is a really good tip. I wish I would have known about this 20 years ago. It could have probably saved a lot of grief for me. This is a product called Comfort Zone Multi-Cat Diffuser. There's a link here. Click on it. Buy it on Amazon. It's a diffuser that you plug into your wall, and it helps cats to calm down, and it reduces emotional responses such as aggression. And what it does is it puts out a scent that is proven to reduce the frequency and intensity of tension and conflict between cats. Now, this is a really useful thing to have if you're a cat owner, not only if you have cats that are fighting, but if you have a cat that's upset. Okay, think about the things that happen in a household. Biggest one, if you're moving. If you're moving, the cat's upset. Cats have a terrible time. Not all cats. I had one cat that we moved. She didn't care. She was excited. She'd check out the new house. Didn't faze her a bit. And other cats who, well, that little Miss Abigail, the one that I showed you in the little kitty bed, I moved with her only one time in the 9 years that I had her. I moved one time. I moved her to the new house. I let her out of the carrier. She ran from the front door to under the couch, peeing the whole way. She was peeing the whole way as she ran. She spent 24 hours under the couch laying in her own pee. The cat was petrified. It was terrible. So, two different cats, two different responses. The one I moved into the house, she checked out everything. She was in the basement like within an hour. She was down in the basement. She's sniffing cobwebs. She's checking out the new place, totally unaffected by the move. The other cat literally pissed herself, literally peed her pants and when laid under the couch, head under the couch for 24 hours. So, there's personalities. Some cats can handle things, some cats can't. So if you think about issues that may upset the cat, moving is a big issue. If you and your husband are about to get a divorce and you're ripping each other's faces off every night, that's going to upset your pets. That's going to upset your pets. If you have a kid, maybe you have a teenager that keeps getting arrested, maybe you have some things going on, the whole house is upset over this issue. If dad has lost his job, if you're bringing home a new cat, if you're bringing home a new dog, if you're bringing home a new baby, all these sorts of things. So consider the things in your life, and not only as it relates to the cats fighting, because if there's upset in the house, that might be why the cats are fighting. So you can try to diffuse those situations as much as you can, but it might just be an event that is beyond your control, something happening in the household or in the family. But the Comfort Zone Multi-Cat Diffuser can be very helpful in that, and to just provide some calm, okay, for your cats. So I highly recommend this product, not only for cat fighting, but just in general, like I say, if there's some sort of issue happening that might be upsetting your cat. Now, as I told you about, there is an article, I'm giving you the link to it here, it's on my website, an article, How to Break Up a Cat Fight. There's also a video on how to break up a cat fight. So I'm going to link that video in this one. And I'm also going to give you a link to this article. Okay, so you can either read the article or watch the video or both. Okay, how to break up a cat fight. So if, obviously if you're here, this is something that you're having happen. And again, you got to be careful when you're breaking up a cat fight so that you don't get hurt. And so the cats don't get hurt. And obviously you want to break up a cat fight as soon as possible because you don't want them to get hurt. Now, just a couple more things. I told you I was going to talk about this resource just a little bit, Ultimate Cat Secrets. You can click on this link that I'm going to give you. It's in this article, and I'm also going to give it to you in the description box of this video. I'm going to give you a link for my full review of this cat training program, and I'm also going to give you the link to go right to it. And it's a 12-part audio program. It's not CDs. You don't have to order CDs. You just download it. You get it instantly on your computer. It's $37. That's it. It's $37. It's 12 parts. It's all audio. It's all like recorded. So you can listen to it in your car or whatever. At your convenience, you can listen to it. And it's broken up by sections. So you can figure out which section do you want to listen to based on whatever issue you're having. And it covers every cat behavioral issue that you can think of. And not just behavioral stuff. It covers pregnancy, health and well-being, like all that kind of stuff. It's $37. It's a great audio program. I highly recommend it. I do reviews, and there's a couple of YouTube videos about cat training on my YouTube channel that you can watch that's going to refer you to this product. I do highly recommend it. And like I said, they can give you a lot more help than I can. Okay. So if you use some of these things that I'm teaching you in this video and you're still having a problem with the cat fighting, I highly recommend purchasing that. Get their advice on it. And like I said, if you have any other issues with your cat, it is a really, really good program that's going to give you professional help. And for $37, I mean, if you have a cat, if you have multiple cats, if you plan on having cats in the future, it's a really good investment for $37 for all that you're going to learn in this program. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you the link to that. Now, let me tell you just a couple more things before we stop here. Okay, a couple of things. In the description box of this video, I'm going to give you the link to this article on my website. I'm going to give you a link to the other article about how to break up a cat fight. I'm going to give you the link to the video about how to break up a cat fight. I'm going to give you the link for my review of this cat training program, the Ultimate Cat Secrets. I'm also going to give you a link to go directly to this Ultimate Cat Secrets. And I'm also going to give you a link for a free gift. Now, your free gift, if you go in the description box, you'll see in all capital letters it says, click here to grab your free gift. You're going to click there. You're going to give me your email. And then immediately I'm going to email you a free guide to stop bad cat behavior. Okay, it's separate than this cat training program. This is just a free booklet. It's a free guide to stop bad cat behavior, and it will be very helpful to you. Now, in order to get that, you have to give me your email. When you give me your email, you're subscribing to my cat lovers email list. For my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, I have a dog lovers email list, and I also have a cat lovers email list. Once you're subscribed to that list, you will receive from me every 5 or 7 days. You'll get either an article from me, these articles that I write for my website, or you'll get a video from me every 5 or 7 days all about cats. Okay, I think you'll find it really useful. It's really good information. I do tons of research for all of my articles, and I only research through credible sources. And I only recommend products and services that I have checked out. I've shopped around, I've compared products, and I choose which ones I want to recommend. So I think you'll find it to be a very valuable resource to be on my Cat Lover subscriber list. So like I said, if you click in the description box on grab my free gift, you put in your email, you'll get the free cat behavior guide, and you'll also end up on that email list. You'll get a welcome email from me. If you don't get the welcome email from me, check your spam, because most spam program or most email programs are sending practically everything to spam. I don't know about you, but I'm getting really aggravated with it. My Yahoo account will put things in spam that are received from people who are in my contact list. You know, so they're going way overboard on the spam protection stuff. So if you don't get it right away, then check your spam folder. Make sure you're not missing articles, okay? So I would love to have you on board with that. Now, the other thing, speaking of products that I recommend, I am an affiliate marketer. Okay. A lot of not all of them, but a lot of the products and services that I recommend on my website and on my YouTube channel, I am an affiliate for, and I get a commission. Okay. So I do make money. It's how I do this for a living. It's how this is my job. And I am a full-time affiliate marketer. This is what I do for a living. But with my peoplelovinganimals.com website, I give 10% of all the commissions that I earn to animal charities. And when you go to this article, you're going to see a link here. And also it's on the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com. You can see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. Okay, so for that reason, I'm going to ask you, number one, if this video was helpful to you, please like the video because that helps my YouTube channel. I also have a Patreon account that you can donate monthly. One time a month, you can donate monthly. You can donate $1 a month, $3 a month, $50 a month. You'll see the link in the description box if you just want to support my YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to my email list. That helps to support me. And please refer your friends who have cats or dogs to my website, peoplelovinganimals.com. Maybe send them a video, let them know about my YouTube channel, because it's a lot of really valuable information that really, really helps cats and dogs. I'm always so happy when I complete an article or a video because I think if just one cat or dog's owner watches this video, that cat or dog's life is going to be better. Do you know what I mean? So it really means a lot to me. I'm very passionate about it. And I like that I can do this for a living. And this is what I do. So if you could please refer my website and my YouTube channel to your friends who have dogs and cats, I really would appreciate it. And every purchase that anyone makes from my website using the links that I put in my articles and my videos, I give 10% of all of that to animal charities. I give 10% of my commissions to animal charities. So I hope that you excuse me. I hope that you'll support me in that. You're also going to see buttons on my website and also in the description box of the YouTube channel to go ahead and share things on social media. So if you would throw something on your Facebook page or something, I really would appreciate that. So let me just check my list here, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So again, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it on social media. Go ahead and support me on Patreon if you choose to. I would appreciate it so much. And go ahead and share these things with your friends. Don't forget to watch the other video, How to Break Up a Cat Fight. Don't forget to look at my review for the Ultimate Cat Secrets. I really want you to get the fact that you came here to visit me. I want you to get the most out of it that you possibly can, since you're obviously a cat owner and you're obviously having some issues. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So let me help you. That's what I do this for. Okay. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video has helped you. Thank you. I really hope that this helps you. And please come back and comment on the video if you have a separate issue that you would like me to research that you wish I had a video on, let me know. I'm happy to research things. I'm happy to write new articles and new videos, but also let us know if you tried any of these things and if they worked, because it's going to help people in the future who are watching this video to know, which one of these tips actually worked for people. So please come back and tell me which ones worked for you. So again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.